If you need to take an array and iterate over it and pull out a subset of that array based on some sort of criteria or requirement, you can use a built-in function called filter on that array. Let's say that you have an array of 3 plans, and each plan you have a name and a price for it, and you want to grab only the plans that have a price less than $1,000. In order to do that, you can use that filter function. So let's go ahead and create a new const called affordable plans, and then we're going to use that filter function on the plans array. So plans.filter, and filter takes in a callback function, and we're going to use an arrow function here. If you don't know what arrow functions are, there's a different video in the series where I cover that. And in there, we're going to go plan, open up that arrow function, and then return any plan where the price is less than 1,000. Now, if I were to console log out affordable plans, you can see it only has 2 of the plans in it, the basic and the economy, because that fulfilled the requirement of our filter, which was to find any element where the price was less than $1,000. So what's happening here? We want to create a function that either returns a true or a false, basically a Boolean, and we can do that with a condition. Now, you could also write this in a more explicit manner, of course. You could say if, price plan.price is less than 1,000, return true. And if not, then outside of that, we say return false. So that's something you can do as well, and you can see that works perfectly well. But we want to use expressions because they're cleaner and simpler, and I have a video on that as well in the series if you want to check it out. And that's why we can just go return plan.price less than 1,000. We could make this even smaller by not using an explicit return function. Because there's just one expression, we can actually get rid of the curly braces, remove the return, and just write it like this using an implicit return, and that will also work. And I have a video, the same one on arrow function, that also covers this implicit return as well. So here you can see we filtered that plans array using a very simple single line statement and gotten that new array, and then we can do whatever we need with that one.